Welcome in to the East Bank Sports Show at the Office Edition after show. Here with my boys, John and Eric. We just wrapped up a show at the office. You got the background still going. You got the boys still in their seats. And, we're feeling a little loosey-goosey. It's Friday night. We're going to hang out, kind of just do our thing, chill, talk with whoever's in the chat, talk about some random sports subjects, maybe go off topic. Basically, this idea is what we do normally as soon as the show ends, when we sit here and talk for an hour and a half and catch up with each other. So if you like this, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And to get us started off, just to put some direction on the after show. See, I'm already stuttering and not even on the broadcaster voice as much. Tell the audience, gentlemen, one thing that they might not know about you. John, I'm going to have you start.
Like college all over again.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it sports related.
No, this is anything goes. This isn't sports.
This is whatever you feel like, man.
I played the piano for like 14 years and the saxophone for like 12. Played hockey with,
I didn't know that.
I had a piano in my house until about 6 months ago. It's my grandparents that put it in the garage. But there was a Steinway and Sons in the middle of a hotel lobby in Austin, Texas or Salt Lake City. And I was like, anytime I see a Steinway, it's like the Rolls Royce of pianos. I got to play it. So I sit down. I'm just dabbling around. I ordered a drink at the bar. And I look up, and all of the bartenders have come out and are staring. And like 15 people from the hotel came in. And I went to get up, and they're like, no, you got to keep going. Not that I'm all that good or anything, but, people don't sit down and play pianos anymore. So I wish I'd have got some sales out of it, but it was fun.
You were like free labor for them for the night.
Yeah, it was only like 15 minutes, but I was like, oh, my God, I didn't know I had an audience.
Gentlemen, I'm going to
put that comment
back real quick. My computer's
it is how I met my wife. It's part of she heard me playing the piano in the student union in college. And
really?
Yeah.
So you can play like Beethoven and like fancy stuff?
Yes.
Interesting.
Like right now, I can lay down like Furley's Moonlight Sonata, and I haven't touched a piano in 9 months. Like when I actually practice and play, like I play at church and stuff, I accompanied my daughters in their recitals, I mean, I'm not like a professional pianist, but I was pretty good. I'm pretty good.
I love how Noah also put that comment up. Like it was already up.
It wasn't.
I love
it.
Yeah. No, John wants that to live up.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing is, first of all, is it really an episode about The Office without me having some technical difficulties? I was zoomed in and it wasn't letting me zoom out on like the browser. You know how you can do that? It was just it was zoomed in on Eric's face the whole time.
Oh, that was probably lovely.
It was the worst experience of my entire life.
You could be so lucky, viewers.
Gentlemen, where should I order dinner from tonight?
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, something new.
You should order. Are we talking like actual restaurants near us or fast food or what?
Well, I was on B-dubs, but I'm kind of just looking around right now.
If you haven't had pizza lately, and I'm assuming you've never had Il Rione.
Oh, do they deliver?
Yeah, they do. Well,
because I've never.
I don't know if they deliver DoorDash, but they will. I believe they deliver, but they don't answer their phone.
Like I'm not going to call a pizza place. This is loose and whatever, but I'm not calling a pizza place on live.
I mean, you could.
Yeah,
I could. Eric, something the audience does not know about you.
He's a Gen Zer. He probably can't talk on the phone. Something the audience doesn't know about me. Man, I don't want to follow John. Why don't you go first, buddy?
Because I'm looking for food right now. That's why I pitched it off to you.
Oh, I'll go with, since we're talking to viewers, you guys obviously know this, but when I was a teenager, I had stage 4 cancer, and it was actually stage 4B, so it was pretty bad. Oh, and I got to have dinner with LeBron James. That's normally the fun one I pull out.
What the fuck? I knew the first one. How did I know you had cancer and not know you had dinner with LeBron?
You didn't know that?
No, tell me the story, and I'll stop you if I've heard it, because I remember you saying somebody you had dinner
my dad's company sponsored, like the NBA used to do something called the Read to Achieve program, trying to get like inner city kids to read. And so my dad's company at the time had sponsored it. So we got to go hang out with the players and read to kids. And then afterward, have dinner with the whole team. LeBron was cool. It was young. I was young. But the cool part was standing in line at the buffet next to Zydrunas Ilgauskas and just kind of like, peering up and being awestruck by that. But yeah, had dinner with the whole team. Ricky Davis was the worst by far.
Ricky, wrong way, Ricky? Did he try to like throw the ball off his...
He just had to be the center of attention in the room. Like something as easy as eating, that was the guy. I just remember him being, I don't know. I remember a bad taste from it. I was probably like 10 though, 12. I don't know.
So my fun fact people don't know is that I played college foot. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, you son of a bitch.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate you, man.
Let's see. Oh, have I ever talked about on the show how Urban Meyer's a family friend?
Not on the show,
No.
I don't think.
No.
There you go. Urban Meyer's a family friend. He played high school football with my uncles, still talks to one of my uncles to this day. I had met him when I was about yay big and didn't believe that he used to bully my mom when my mom was younger, his friends younger. So they would mess with her, not
He
like
was a bully?
Well, I mean, he
This
would
is
also
breaking news.
He was right. So yeah, that's my little fun
Can I
fact.
ask, does your uncle go like to the strip clubs with them? Are they slipping digits together?
Who knows? I would doubt it. Knowing
I was going to
uncle.
keep it higher. I was going to be like, oh, no wonder they're friends because, you must have girls who are college age and not his wife at bars. But Erik went a step farther.
It's the after show, baby. Let's get it.
Would you take him back over Ryan Day right now?
Yeah.
Ooh, hold on. That's
personally.
I
There's
know,
a
but that's
personal connection.
But that was like a too quick. That's like a snap call. And as a poker player, you don't make snap calls. I think we forget sometimes some of the atrocious fucking play calling we got out of him with his hands on his knees, losing to Michigan State. He would always lose that one game. That said, oh God, I don't know, man. I like Day. I don't know why people are such big Day haters.
I'm not a hater. It's
listen,
you don't have to be all or nothing in life. You can be like a Day lover and also think Urban Meyer's a better coach.
No, I agree. But Day has won every game but the big one. And obviously he lost 3 straight to Michigan. But to a Michigan team,
not everyone.
Listen, to a Michigan team, and I'm not making excuses. There is no excuse. You do not lose to Michigan. But it's a team that was very purposely built to take us on. They had one of the best O and D lines in college football, period. The best. I would say they had the best in college football, but I mean in like the history of college football. They were built to take us on. We were built to take on the Georgias. We were a hair split away from beating Georgia and winning another national championship under Ryan Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. The urban
I think we're more
consistent.
Down. I think we're more consistent with Ryan Day. Like on a day in, day out basis, when you play Ohio State, you do not want to fuck with us more with Ryan Day because every day they're going to be more prepared and ready to beat you. The problem is when they put their foot to the pedal and in the big games, Urban Meyer had that like 6th gear where Ryan Day just runs bat out of hell in 5th gear. Like something about Urban Meyer. I think we lose one of those 3 Michigan games and beat Georgia if Urban Meyer's the coach potentially, but we also would have lost to Iowa on the road for no fucking reason in week 6.
I think you're overlooking though the Clemson years. I mean, we got our asses trounced when he was coach too.
Did we get trounced with Urban Meyer? Or did we just lose? Like I don't remember us getting boat raced.
I remember Clemson beating us pretty bad where we weren't in it at all. I mean, fact check me, but
maybe
let's see.
Fair. I remember us losing to Clemson. I also remember the game we lost to Clemson was possibly the worst officiated game in the history of college football, and they literally took the game from the Buckeyes. And despite all that, they still had a chance to win late.
I do agree with that. We did come back and beat them 49-28, so that was nice.
Yeah.
In the Sugar Bowl, but let's see. So that was the last time we played them, which is great.
Tim asked, has he beat Michigan yet? I feel like the answer to that is no.
Yes. No, he has.
Ryan Day?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
I don't think so either.
He's
Maybe
only been the
first
coach
year,
for
I
3
think.
years. That doesn't
Yeah,
sound right.
that's what. No, yeah, because he's done about. He's coached like 50
So
some
here's
games in the
here's
50s.
here's what I was thinking. In 2016-17, we lost to Clemson 31-0.
What year was that?
2016-17 in Glendale, Arizona. So it was one of the
16. I guess that would have been Urban. That
Yeah.
wasn't the Luke Fickle year, that's for sure, because we didn't win shit that year, and it was Tress before that. All
that
right,
must have been the 2 years after we won it all.
you're right. I knew we lost to Clemson and beat Clemson. I just didn't realize we got our ass beat that bad. I might have
We
turned
lost we lost to them that game 31-0. The 1920 you're thinking of, we lost 29-23, and that was that terrible officiating
that
game.
was
The
I'm still
targeting
sick.
call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still sick about that one. But you know what helps me sleep at night? We should have lost to Miami and got the pass interference out of nowhere. So I just called it a wash.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
go
fair.
back a ways. Noah's like, I was 6, but it happened still.
Yeah, I was like, 6. I am still trying to figure out what I want to.
He's not beating Michigan, bro. So that was going to
He's
be
1-3. That's not true. He's 1-3. He won the first one.
What did we do that year? Why am I blanking on Ryan Day's first year?
That
Because if we beat Michigan, Ryan Day has not lost a regular season game at Ohio State except to Michigan, correct?
correct.
So why didn't we win a national championship? What happened in the playoff or the national championship?
Oh, that's when we lost
year?
in the national championship to Alabama. It was that year, I bet.
But there was a playoff. So who do we play first round? Or did we lose to Alabama in the first round of the playoff? And
No, it was the national championship that we lost to them.
Ryan Day went to a national championship and lost against Alabama. It's like not registering. That's wild. It was only 4 years ago.
Let's see. It was national championship. That was 2020.
So who did we play in the semifinal? Oregon? Washington?
No, Washington wasn't in it. We beat Clemson that year. That was the 49-28 Clemson win.
That was the 2019 season before COVID happened. Yeah.
Because we got the monkey off our back, and then we lost 52-24 to Alabama, which was a behemoth of a team. I mean, we weren't expected to beat Alabama at all. I was hoping for a little bit of 2015 vibes, but we did not have that.
Buckeyes are going to have to clean it up a little. I'm not like worried or anything, but they had some sloppy shit going on during the last game. Did you guys watch all of that Marshall game?
I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of it, but I heard they were a little sloppy, right?
I did watch it, and
throwing picks, bad penalties, fumbling punts. Like, if you do that shit against Michigan State, you're going to have a close game on your hands.
No, I know, but they don't, though. That's the thing. They really play down to their competition, and they still kick their ass. They make teams like that look like, oh, my God. I asked somebody, I'm like, is Marshall supposed to be like a decent team? Like, I know they're not, like, big, but
no,
and
it's
they're
the
like,
best
no,
offense
not
they
at all.
played this year, but that's not saying much.
But that's what we do. And then we'll go play Michigan at the end of the year and be in it or kick their ass or whatever. I don't know.
We got some tough games, man. It's fun that I don't know if it's fun or not. Like, people talked about the playoff ruining the regular season, but I almost like it. Like, as an Ohio State fan, when every year is national championship or bust, knowing that you could screw up and lose to Oregon and still be firmly in the playoff actually feels better to me somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy and it's not good for college football, but like,
I like it that way.
Because I'm a little more fearful that there's now so much opportunity to lose in the playoff. I know if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. But before you get through the season, you have one game and then you're in the national championship. Like, the path was just so much cleaner. Now anything can happen. I think it's going to be so much harder for us to win a national championship. Easier to go, harder to win.
That's what I think the biggest problem with college football though was the parity of that. Like you have to go 12-0, you have to I just like the fact that we can see a run of like a random college team or one of these mid majors. And it's probably not going to happen very often, but the fact that it's even like actually on the table now.
I hate that. As a Buckeye fan, the schools that lost the most with this and on NIL are like Ohio State, Alabama, schools like that. I don't like that.
Well, I don't really care that the system's rigged or not rigged in our favor. I'd rather just have good football to watch no matter what.
Yeah, you should still be none of these teams. It shouldn't matter. And if you lose to one of them because there's another round of the playoffs, you didn't deserve it. Because I would say the same thing before. People made that argument before, but then teams that weren't the number 1 and 2 seed started winning. Like the very first time Ohio State, the very first playoff, Ohio State was a 4 seed, I think, and boat raced Alabama and then beat Oregon and won the whole damn thing. And they wouldn't have even been in the postseason the prior year. And I think that occasionally I watched a Boise State team beat the shit out of Oklahoma, lose a 21-point lead late, and then still win on that Statue of Liberty play. That team in a 12-team playoff, like, look out. Because they were good. That wasn't just they're good for 1AA or they're good for like mid-major conference. Like there were 2 or 3 year span where Boise State could play with almost every team in the country.
I agree.
I don't know. It'll be fun either way.
I'm looking forward to it. And the first rounds at college campuses, like, that's wild. Auburn at Washington at the school tonight for the playoffs. Like, how hype is that going to be? How hype is the home Penn State playoff game going to be? That's going to be wild.
Well, first of all, James Franklin's not making the playoff because he's a hack.
They're going. I hate to tell you.
They probably are, but I hate James Franklin so much. I don't know why. One of my favorite things in life is watching him after we beat him in his press conference. He's just such a douche. It's the after show. We can say that. He's a douche.
He's an interesting character. It's an interesting person to hate, though. It's not like they've gotten the better of us very often.
What'd you order, Noah?
I ordered me some Shake Shack. I was feeling a burger. And it was cheaper than doing anything else that sounded good. So
delicious and nutritious. Just kidding.
Except the milkshake after I realized I had like a brownie and a half before this. So I didn't really need much more sugar in my day. But here we are.
Or the burger.
Yeah, the burger's good. It's good for you. I got to mess with John real quick. What
did I do? Yeah, you guys told me.
Hold on. Can I tee it up at least?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. So listeners out there, every week when we do the show, we have just a little promo on our Instagram. And
at the East Bank Sports Show, follow us at East Bank Sports Show.
And it's literally, the point is just to tell people where to watch. And, it's a nice little, it's our heads, like bobblehead kind of thing. It looks cool. It says the time we're going live. Yeah, the heads are in the background there. There we go. Says the I love that you're showing this right now. It says the time that we're going live, and then we put a link so that you can click on it and watch or listen live. And a couple weeks ago, John put the link in the comments, didn't know how to link it, so we were giving him shit because he's older than all of us. Although, majority of the time I'm with John in how we think, how we feel, our age, all of that. But apparently not with tech. So I was giving him shit in the group chat today, like, hey, I need to screen share?
Oh, that one is a background. Hold on. That's why I got thrown off. Continue.
I was like, hey, John, do I need to screen share, record my screen so I can show you how to set up the link this week? And what we have, he said, laughing my ass off. No, Mary is here. Mary's his wife. That's great, right? So we set it up. We thought all was good. And then we see his story. Instead of moving it into the blank space where you're supposed to put the link, it covers up the text.
Wait. Is the first things first? Is the time and the phone call and the volume at the top on my post, or is that because one of you screenshotted it?
No, that's on Noah's
He
screen.
screenshotted it on the
okay.
phone with Eric while we're laughing at you.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw this right away, and so did Mary. And she said you could edit it
Go
or
look
take it
at
down.
John's story.
And I was like, "Fuck it, who cares? It's better than last time. At least the link's there. I'll do better in the next week."
So it's a 3-step process is what we've learned is John slowly got to learn how to use his iPhone in the year 2024 to put the link on his Instagram story so people actually know where to watch our show.
No, it's because
Are you
this
guys
is the
getting
difference
freezing
in
or is that on my end?
hearing what?
That was on your end. You were freezing for us for a second.
Yeah, no, the problem
I said, are
with
you guys
that
getting
is-
some freezing or is that on my end?
That's on your end, buddy.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it, bro. That's exactly right. We can kick your asses. And the other thing is, even though we're both millennials, I'm considered like a geriatric millennial because I just turned 39 and I'm at the older end of the spectrum. So I remember stuff like rotary phones and the way things used to be.
I know how a rotary phone works.
But you don't remember a time in your life where you weren't the most important thing in the world, and that's what social media is about. I'm in digital marketing. I get it. It's not all bad. But the reason I don't know how to use Instagram to do a live post is because I don't do it because I realize nobody gives a shit about me. You guys are still learning that, which is fine. You're babies. But, I don't do social media because, nobody really gives a shit what I had for dinner. I do it for at the office, and they got the message, and they got the link, so you're welcome.
But they didn't get to see the quote. They didn't get to see the quote.
That is true. I fucked it up, so I'm also sorry, but also shut up.
Yeah, that's how it be. I'm gonna lean over for the time being until Erik comes back because I don't know where the hell he went. It's gonna be great if Erik is gone while I have to go get my food, and you can just have a conversation with yourself.
Fine. I'll put Tim on. Tim, start chatting, and we'll just go back and forth. I'll answer his questions.
Right. Let's see what else is going on, man. We've talked a lot of sports today and stuff like that. We're kind of just hanging out. What's going on in the life of John right now?
Lakewood volleyball is my biggest pastime other than work. Maxine's freshman team is hovering a little. They're having a little bit rough going at it. So her 8th grade team went 23-1 and won the conference, had the best season in the history of middle school volleyball in Lakewood. So they got a trophy, and I think they're going to put a banner up. And the downside of having a team that good is they took 2 girls for varsity and 4 for JV. So I thought this freshman team was just going to be dominant, and they spread them out because they had so much talent. So her freshman team is scrappy, and they're learning and they're getting better, but it's definitely not another 23-1 season.
Gotcha.
And then Julie in 7th grade is right around. They're a couple games over 500, and playoffs are next Saturday.
So if we're talking, sports that we're involved in, I kind of got a random gut idea. Erik knows about this already. Today, there is an adult league football team in Cleveland.
Oh, God.
And I'm contemplating.
Is it flag or what?
It's full contact football.
Oh, like pads and everything?
Pads and everything.
Oh, my boy, your insurance is about to be put to the test.
Yeah.
I am. Oh, I don't like that. Hold on. There we go.
You're thinking about playing?
Yeah. I've missed it that much, man.
So this could go one of 2 ways.
It's going.
Sometimes I grow up on the east side. There's a huge Jewish population. So JCC, you show up to the game. There's old guys shooting around. That's your speed. There's also dudes who are D1 athletes who come to the YMCA in Lakewood, and they have tiers of leagues. But if you play in the top tier in the YMCA, you're going to be playing like J.R. Brimmer and Scooney Penn. You think you're showing up to just a pickup game, and there's dudes alley-ooping, dunking, crossing over, and it's disgustingly good. And if you get out there with the old Bowling Green Falcons and Toledo Rockets thinking you're going to play left guard, you're going to get fucking destroyed. And I hope that doesn't happen because I don't want you to get hurt, but it could be ugly.
I'm interested.
What was your position, Noah?
I played guard and tackle. I played all of the O-line, basically.
Gotcha.
I took
Everything
reps
but center, right?
sometimes. What was that?
Everything but center, I thought.
I will
Yeah,
tell
game
you,
time wise, yeah. I've taken reps at center before.
I will give Noah credit as somebody that's played basketball with him. He has a low center of gravity. You know, he fouls every time you drive the lane, but he doesn't move like at all. So, you know, he fouled me one time. I'm like, all right, this next time I'm going to lower my shoulder and kind of go into him a bit. The man still doesn't fucking move.
Yeah.
And I
Being the
wasn't
best-
trying to like actual lay him out to make a point, but I say go for
Being,
it. Follow your dreams, buddy.
Being the best, I say follow your dreams too, for the record.
It's
And
not
I'm
a
rooting
dream
for you.
thing though. Like I don't think it's gonna put me anywhere. I just want to play more football, kind of.
It depends on who shows up. Because being the best athlete on this podcast and being an athlete on a football field in Northeast Ohio with adults, I mean, it could be.
Hold on. Who said he was the best athlete on this podcast?
Did you
Nobody.
play college sports?
John did, first of all.
When I was Noah's age, I would put myself head to head. I'm 39 and he's like 24.
I've played basketball with Noah. I know what Noah looks like.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking one sport. I'm talking all sports.
No, I mean,
No.
I can still hit it deep on a softball field for sure.
To claim that he's the most athletic or whatever.
I wasn't going to
I-
claim it. I was just going to say there's a difference between being the best athlete on this podcast and a good enough football player to play football in Northeast Ohio.
I get
Like
the
just
point.
because
you're
he was a
making, but
rock, you ran
I
into
think
him as a tennis player and thought he felt like a stone. I don't think that everybody would necessarily feel
No,
that.
are you not wearing pants right now, buddy?
I'm in shorts.
Just walked away looking like he was in boxers or something.
It's got a nice
My
shape.
generation wears the 5-inch shorts. Remember?
Hey, I love buying Chubby's brand shorts.
Come on, guys. You don't want to see this?
Fighting Scots.
Okay, I thought the plaid was cool. Oh no.
It looks a little snug.
See,
Does your
yeah,
head
he's
get
got
bigger?
a big ass head, man.
Yeah, Barry Bonds over here. What size hat do you wear? 9?
I don't know why.
9? No, I wear a 7 5/8. This is
Oh,
a
that's-
large helmet.
That's what I
It's
wear.
small for an offensive lineman, I think.
I don't know
Southern-
why. Maybe it's because I just know Noah so well, but no, it's not giving intimidating fear vibes.
Oh, probably not.
You mean the Scotch tape down the
The
logo
big,
down the
the
middle
big
of it?
smile is what kills me. I just picture him on the line with this big cheesy fucking grin, like I'm back playing football, baby.
I think he needs a bigger helmet. That's funny. It fits me. This was my helmet all 4 years, actually. So fits me perfect. It's like a glove.
Your head actually just stopped growing because you kept the same helmet for 4 years. It would have been larger, but
Yeah, probably. That's probably why I didn't play much in college either. That's part of the reason I think about doing it, though, is because I didn't play much in college, and like the opportunity to just get like one more go at it, like actually get a rep. You know what I mean?
I think you should definitely do it. It's a different sport. Like they play men's league hockey, but you kind of take it easy and you play with people in your age bracket. But people in your age bracket can still get it. And I'm like, if today is the day that all the old Fighting Worcester football team shows up, it's going to be amazing. If today is the day that like Ted Ginn and Braxton Miller decide to run it back, like it could get ugly. I just don't get it. Is it a league or is it a team?
It's a league.
Okay. And it's all in Northeast Ohio, or Northeast Ohio has a team that's going to play other places?
Yeah, so there's some teams. There's like a Pittsburgh team. There's a Columbus team. There's another Cleveland team. So there's like I think 10 teams are in this league or something like that, and you play 8 games in the summer.
All right, do it. Shit. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I'm talking shit just because I'm like, oh my God, there could be some studs showing up. But if there are, then you get to play with them.
Hey, I think he should play. We should go watch. We should make giant signs for like the left guard, which is so random. Like no one cheers for the guard.
At a men's league football game.
I think it'll be fun.
I'm
gonna
pondering
wear
it still because it's a financial commitment. It's not like I get the pads and the helmet and all that. I have to buy all that stuff. So
That's
why
why
you don't have them.
no, I mean I have like this helmet I could wear, but I don't really want to take like the Worcester stuff off of it. You know what I mean? So it's more of a decoration piece at this point.
That's fascinating to me that grown men formed a football team. Like, I mean, it's cool. I think it's neat. It's just, it's weird.
Interesting.
I
Very
don't know
interesting.
why. It just seems like one of those sports, like it's over once it's over. I guess not. It lives on.
There's still guys out
CTE
there
lives to
playing.
fight another day.
I'm ready to go.
There's still
I've
men's
never
hockey
been
league,
diagnosed with a
full
concussion.
hit.
No reaction? Okay.
Would you say you cut out?
Yeah,
I've never been diagnosed with a concussion.
Oh, diagnosed doesn't mean you didn't have one.
Yeah.
Have
I've
you ever had a
never-
concussion?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe one. Maybe my senior year. I think I might have.
Eric's never been diagnosed as a dickhead, and here he sits thinking he's normal.
Right.
Damn,
Doesn't mean he's not.
man.
I mean,
I had something in my head to come after Noah, and then I'm catching strays over here.
You are, because we usually pick on Noah. I figured I'd just flip it up today.
You can't pick on me. I had my football helmet on today.
Did you wear that on the bus too?
Whatever, man.
It was leather with no face mask.
Right. It kind of looks ridiculous, but I'm kind of rocking it right now.
It's because you don't have shoulder pads or a jersey on. Yeah, it looks ridiculous as a hat.
You got to do the big smile
Hold on,
again, Noah.
What'd you say?
I said you got to do the big smile with it again and put your championship belt on. That'll really, the combination.
Give me a second. Here's what
Guys.
we should do. I've never played tackle football in my life, but I'm going to get in full defensive end garb. We're going to meet on a field. Do you think in 10 snaps I can get by Noah to the quarterback one time?
Ooh, I like this. This is like our many other bets we need to set. Oh no. No. That is too much. I can't tell if it's supposed to fit so tight or
It is. This is a hold on, let me pull the shirt up. It's a double XL, I think.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
It's no DeJuan Jones, but it's a good size. You know what, though, Eric, to your point, there's no shoulder pads shoved in there either. I know offensive linemen wear small ones, but I mean, yeah, offensive line, everybody's jersey's tight, so it can't get held.
I was not expecting him to come back in full kit. To answer your question, 10 snaps you get to the quarterback. Yeah, I think so. I think either of us could. 10 snaps?
Yeah, we got to see what Noah thinks.
10 snaps for what?
I said,
get
do
to
you
the
think if I got in full football gear, knowing I've never played tackle football in my life, if I got in full football gear and got 10 snaps, and you were a tackle and I was at DN, do I get around you to the quarterback in 10 snaps? I was going to say no.
I say yes.
I think if Noah and I were both 22, I'd give myself one, even not playing because I was a good athlete. But I think at 39, if I beat Noah off the snap, that would be
Noah's
wild.
never seen this spin move.
I
wish you would hit me with the spin move because if you are not like a Myles Garrett, you are not doing anything with the spin move. So please, I would. I don't mean this in a cocky way because again, I did not play that much in college whatsoever. I was a backup player for the majority of my time in college, but I think I could pretty easily go 10 for 10 on you.
I think so too. Eric said both of us would get one off of you, and I was thinking that's interesting because I think
one.
I might get shut out.
It depends how much time you're talking to get to the quarterback because the average time in a pocket's like 3 seconds.
3 to 4 seconds at the most. Yeah,
that's fair.
Can't be like
I think I could block
7 1,000, 8 1,000. Oh, I got the quarterback.
Wait, 3 to 4 seconds was the average time in the pocket for D3 college? I don't buy that.
Yeah, it's similar to pro because everybody's the same skill set.
Skill level.
I don't know.
That seems... QB versus Noah. That's fun.
Like you think D3 quarterbacks get 7 seconds to stand back there and throw the ball?
No, I'm not saying 7. I don't feel like they hold on to the ball longer, resulting in.
I mean, I went to Ball and Wallace, and our team played Mount Union in that national championship run. And there were some guys out there who transferred from like your Michigan States, and a few guys on Mount Union went pro. The thing that's different is the size and the speed of the athlete. but it's not. Everything else is similar. Like when you get a D lineman at Mount Union rushing the ball while as quarterback, it doesn't take any longer or shorter for him to get back there than it does Myles Garrett against the
No,
left.
I'm not saying it takes longer for that defensive player. I'm saying the offense holds on to the ball longer.
I think if you get to 4-1,000 in your head and you're still holding the ball as a quarterback, you should expect to die in the pocket. You better either be in the motion of throwing or running at all.
But that's
levels.
my point. D3 is like not very good. That's what I'm getting at.
Right, but if the left tackle is not very good, and the defensive end's not very good, and the quarterback's not very good, and they're all the same level of not very good, it's the same as the pro game. It's just not as high a level. If a D3 defensive end was rushing Joe Thomas, you would have 7 seconds. But a D3 DN rushing a D3 left tackle with a D3 quarterback, it's about the same.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I don't feel like they're getting the ball out in 3 seconds. It just doesn't sound right.
Fair.
Well, I can tell you it's right.
I guess I don't trust in D3 quarterbacks.
Well, you shouldn't in an NFL or a Division I game, but again, it's all relative.
No, I get that. Yeah, I've never been to a D3.
How long do you think a high school quarterback gets in the pocket?
I didn't say he has any more time. I just feel like he's, I don't know, getting sacked more, or I don't know.
I mean, a high school quarterback does not get the ball out as fast as Josh Allen. That's fair. But at the same time, you're talking 3.1 versus 3.9 seconds. It's not like they have an eternity, maybe. It's still pretty close. Like, it's got to come out. You cannot hold a 250-pound high school kid from St. Ed's back for 5 seconds. I don't give a shit who you are. You know what I mean?
Are you guys down, speaking of, to go to a high school football game together soon?
Should have come last week. I wish you would have told me. Canton McKinley and St. Ed's was in my backyard. There were 20,000 people here. Yeah, I could have charged $40 a part.
St. Ed's guy, just Sean would have came.
Yeah.
Why don't we plan one, though? Why'd they play in Lakewood?
They don't have a stadium.
Yeah, St. Ed's is – so the high school's in my backyard.
Oh, that's right.
St. Ed's is almost right at the end of the street, right next to my girls' middle school.
It's on Detroit, right?
Yeah, but St. Ed's doesn't have their own stadium. They have a practice field, but St. Ed's leases the use of the –
No, that makes sense.
Stadium's big, too. For a high school stadium, seats, you can fit a lot of people in there.
I used to play soccer on that field.
Yeah, it's way nicer now because it's
nice.
Instead of the old turf, but yeah. Tim asked a while ago. I played baseball in college, and I played high school baseball and hockey. I played hockey with I almost said Travis, with Jason Kelsey formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles. I was a senior when he was a sophomore.
You guys were like in Top Gun. You were on the piano. Jason was singing.
You shaking nerves and you.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you're getting the ladies.
Have you seen the original Top Gun, Noah?
Of course I have.
Okay.
I was gonna say I hope so.
That's one of Mom's favorite movies, so I would have not been her son if I haven't seen it by age 24. You know what I mean?
Second one's way better.
Second one is better, which is wild.
You know why? I distill it down to one thing. I don't think it's a time or age or any of that shit. The first movie is all about the training, and there's no like defined goal or mission that they're working towards. Yeah. Stuff pops up with the MiGs or whatever. The second one, there's like an actual threat that needs to be dealt with, so they're working towards something. And I just felt like the plot was a little more cohesive.
It's cool though, because it is still Top Gun. Like that's the name of the top fighter pilot school. So,
what's your guys' favorite movie?
Interstellar.
Interstellar.
I'm going to see it in IMAX in Detroit, and I'm so excited.
That's right. I knew that already.
Interstellar's a dope movie.
It's so good. It's got everything.
What's your favorite? I'm sending you guys a link, by the way. There's still a archive out there of my high school hockey team, and you can see me as a svelte 17-year-old.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
Mine's Fight Club. Best plot twist movie of all time.
Fight Club. All right.
That's a good one. Here, I'm still so angry that have you guys seen The Sixth Sense?
No.
I've never seen it because the ending was always ruined for me. Like
somebody ruined it for me too, so I never watched it.
I never watched it. And that I feel like that would be such a good twist end. All right, I'm going to
All right, I sent you guys the link. I don't know who can screen share. I'd be fine with you pulling it up, but
I got it.
Eric,
up.
you're gonna have to take producer controls because my dinner's here, so I'll be back.
All right. Let's
What-
see.
I'm trying to think, man. It's hard to pick a favorite movie of all time. I don't know.
What are some of the contenders?
Gladiator,
Gladiator.
Apollo
Okay.
13.
Apollo 13. Oh, are you excited for the new Gladiator, by the way?
Yes, dude. It's
I'm
gonna be like
pumped.
it's gonna be like Barbenheimer too, because I'm a theater fan and took my wife to see Wicked at Gershwin in New York on Broadway, and the Gladiator movie and the Wicked movie come out on the same day. So we're going to be at the movie theater for 6
I think
hours.
I might do that too.
I already told my wife, I was like, hey, we can watch whichever one first or second, because one's more my thing, one's more your thing, but we both love them both. Like,
You know what's funny about that is
I'm doing it.
I did the whole Barbenheimer thing, and I thought I would like Oppenheimer much more.
Barbie
But
was
I
a good
didn't.
movie. I know, it's fair.
I liked Barbie more.
Yep. I don't know if I liked it more. Yeah, I probably did. And I saw it twice because then we did a drive-in movie for Julia's birthday and took all the girls out to see it. So,
All right.
all right. So if you go to roster,
Oh, this is you.
yeah. See, I'm on the front page, but then if you go to the roster,
It's on. This is your page.
no, this is the team page.
Interesting.
I'm just
Did you
highlighting.
create this page, John?
No, I'll show you. If you go to Shutout, I don't know how they did it, but when the internet
That was you,
first,
though, number 7?
yeah, when the internet
All
was first becoming big, they got the
Roster.
URL shutout.com, and now Cleveland Heights Hockey has it. And then you see, I can't see because it's too small, but
Right here, Jason Kelsey, 6'2",
yep,
198.
yep. And then
Uh,
if you, yeah, go ahead,
freshman.
click on it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
When I saw pictures the other day of him, Travis was posting when they were kids.
yep.
Travis looked like the chunky small brother. And
Yeah, he blew up. Like I remember when he was more of my sister's year. She graduated in 2006.
uh-huh.
And I remember when they said he was going to play tight end at Cincinnati, I was like, what the fuck? Tight end?
You were a senior when Jason was a freshman.
Yes. And then a senior when he was.
Look at I got to zoom in for everybody.
What did I just walk into? That is great.
Too much. Look at young John, Noah.
Oh, yeah. Killer.
I mean,
They
they
put me
kind
at
of look
four.
the same, just young.
Way young. My teeth were like whiter and straighter, and I couldn't grow facial hair, but it's the same guy. I still think I look like that. That's the funny part.
Isn't that weird how I know what you're saying.
I got a highlight tape. Where is it? It's a DVD because we were cutting edge. I got to find it. I fucked some kids up at WRA, Shaker. I'm trying to think. I had some huge hits.
You were captain.
Oh, yeah. Captain C, baby. And I'll tell you what. The best captain, because the coach picked the 2 captains and 2 assistants, and then we got a 3rd captain that was the team vote, and that's the one I got each year.
So you played in all but one game, it looks like.
What?
You had someone has 25 games. You were 24.
Son of a bitch. That's wild.
You had 4 goals.
I played defense even though I was a forward.
5 assists. Jeff Hauser had 24 goals. Get it, Jeff?
Yeah, he could skate.
9 points. 35
penalty minutes.
Thank you. Which is not the worst.
No. Are we not going to talk about Jason Kelsey being on this list?
Yeah, we already did.
Oh, okay. I'm late.
Who was Chris? Was he the enforcer? Because he had the most penalty minutes.
No, but we also had a game where you should have seen these kids' places. We were playing like, I don't know, the whitest school in the whitest sport in America. Like we were playing like Bay Village hockey team or something.
Uh-huh.
and almost our whole starting lineup was black. And once a year we shave our heads. There was a kid a long time ago who got cancer. They shaved their head for solidarity. It became a tradition, so everybody kind of shaved their heads.
So you guys participated in hazing?
No, you didn't have to do it. Everybody shaved their own head. That was it.
As like coming from the guy that likes hazing, that was ironic.
I don't like hazing.
We've talked about this. Yes, you do.
No.
This guy, full of shit.
We got to this school and you do warm ups. You have all your uniform, and then for the national anthem, you take off your helmet and you line up on the blue line. And you should have seen these kids' faces as these bald black guys come skating out to the middle of the ice right before the national anthem. It was like you saw like people's eyes from like 50 feet away getting bigger and bigger. Like, holy shit!
Oh, that's funny. So you just reminded me of something because it has nothing to do with this at all, but let me point out why I said this. Noah's high school played our high school, and he had mentioned that we were known as the racist school. So set that aside for a second. That's just what reminded me of what I wanted to ask you guys. So my hometown, very, very small town, all these cryptic posts were being put on Facebook the other day that was like, oh, we're Wyndham strong. Nothing will get to our families. All this like cryptic, but they wouldn't say what was going on. This has affected so many families. I feel bad for all these kids. Like I'm thinking like a kid got diddled at the school or something, right?
Did you say diddled?
Yeah, diddled.
I don't even know what that means for sure, but it would be bad.
You get what I'm saying? Like a kid diddler. You've never heard that?
No, but I got it. Yep.
Okay, you're tracking. Anyway, what it ended up being, and I wanna pull up the text. So I shot an Instagram message to somebody that still lives in town, and I'm like, hey, do you know what's going on? That was a year ahead of me. And here's what she said. She's like, I'll just share the screenshots. Okay. So I'm gonna read it to you. And then I want to hear your take. And then I'll tell you my take. So this guy, and since it's out there, I'll just say this guy named Jake he is the head football coach. Oh, did she take it away?
Oh, that's anticlimactic. This post has been removed.
Oh, you have to view it on the mobile app, which I'm using my phone for a camera. All right.
You can give us the gist without the screenshot.
I'll give you the gist. So basically, this guy, Jake I believe he's the football coach. He goes, basically, I normally use social for positive things, but I have to say something that's impacting my family right now. Somebody, or my wife has been running a daycare for 26 years. 26, he emphasized it. And the other day, an official from the state came and essentially shut it down because she doesn't have a license. She needs to reduce her numbers to 6. So you can have 6 kids in the house without a license. They got reported that they had too many kids at their house, right? So he goes on this rant talking about, my wife provides a daycare service for $15 to $20 a day, which is, if anybody out there has kids, which I do not, is incredibly cheap and affordable. Super. Keep in mind, this is a very, very small town America, very low income, very blue collar kind of place. She's been doing it for $15 to $20 a day for 26 years. And the official came and basically shut it down for now. She's going to get her license, apparently, blah, blah, blah. The part of the post that struck me as odd is he goes, the thing about my wife is, like, as tears are rolling down her face, she's concerned about, she's concerned about the kids and what's going to happen with the kids, and not the financial impact or anything like that impacting our family. But then he goes on to say, and this is what I found odd, he goes, I'm a very vindictive kind of person. I don't know who did it yet, but I will. And basically the comeuppance will happen kind of thing. So he leaves it at that. And then all these people are supporting, like, oh, we support you, blah, blah, blah. You can't mess with us. Let me give you my take real quick before I hear your take. First of all, mind your business. unless there's actual danger involved, like you don't need to go reporting people for no reason. Clearly this woman was providing service at a reasonable cost for childcare that people struggle with, and this is a struggle, especially some of these families that now they're faced with a situation where they're not sure what to do with their kids. They don't have the money for traditional daycare, so they're a little stuck, and I feel for the community in that sense. However, the high horse tone is what kind of struck me, because first of all, you're operating an illegal business. Second of all, laws like this are in place for the safety and protection of children. There's a reason that these laws exist. There's a reason that fire code's important. It doesn't seem like it's important until it is. More to the point, if you did the math, I have heard estimates that she had 20 plus kids there.
Oh,
So if you do 20 plus kids at $15 a day, someone grab a calculator for me.
you don't need it. It's at the most. I mean, 20 people at
So 20 times
15
15 is
20.
what?
it's $4,000. It's $3,000 if it's a day, right?
Okay.
If it's
wait.
$15 and it's $4,000 a day.
Wait.
No, your math is wrong.
Start from the top, Eric. I have my calculator.
All right. It's
Like 200,
$15.
300 or 400.
Hold
something.
on.
John, I'm gonna
$15.
mute
I'm
you.
like, no, accountant, your math is off. This is why we need a calculator. All right. $15 a day times 20 kids per day
300
$300.
times 5 days a week
times 5.
times 5 days. So you could do it times 52 for 52 weeks in a year. It's probably less, but whatever. And then times that by 26 years. You should have somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.8 million.
$2.028 million.
Okay, $2 million. So I'm not saying she's had 20 kids the entire time or whatever. My point, though, my second point is, and I said first, mind your business, but you're operating a legal business. I'd be willing to bet. I don't know. And I don't really know these people. I know people that know these people. Like my dad definitely knows him, whatever. But I'd be willing to bet in a mostly cash business that they're not reporting all that income on their income taxes.
Probably not.
So now you're creating even more of a situation like, oh, I'm going to find out who did this kind of thing. Give me your take. I want to hear that. It's like roiling the community right now.
I mean, it shows you how small the community is if that's like the headline news, but
It's less than
giving
2,000
my
people.
down for
because
sure.
nothing actually happened. She's not going to jail. Nobody got fined. Nobody got arrested. The kid's got to find something else to do till she gets her license in a couple months. Like that's,
Which, I mean, the potential financial impact on families, though, it could be big, but yeah.
they don't.
really
They didn't say they had to charge more when they come back. Like
No, I'm talking the financial impact. They got to find different situations. If you have two parents that work and you have two kids in daycare and it was $30 a day and now it's turning into $100 a day.
70, 80,
Yeah, that's a big impact to your bottom line. That's what I was getting at.
I think mind your business to a point, because I was just going to say, if the law says you can have 6 kids or 8 kids and she has 11, okay, she's overstaffed and overworked. But one, yes, the laws are there to protect kids because people do stupid shit. And the other thing is, every single time something goes wrong, somebody says, oh my God, that's illegal. Why didn't somebody do or say something?
Right.
22 kids in a house with one lady is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, what if her house burned down?
What if she falls asleep in a chair, there's a carbon monoxide leak, or God forbid I mean, it doesn't even take, she slips down the stairs and she's unconscious for half an hour and wakes up, 22 kids have been not watched you need at least 2 people.
She was 1 on 22. I didn't.
20 plus is what I've heard. I don't know for
sure. She was the only person there. There was no other employee.
As far as I know, I don't know what her husband does besides being football coach, but
I mean, I feel bad for them and their finances and the families that somebody hated, but at the same time, like, that's why we have laws like that. Like, you can't watch 20 kids by yourself. You just can't.
Let me ask you this. Let's pretend for a second that you're her neighbor.
Yeah.
And kids are like climbing over the fence into your yard. and you've talked to her and she's kind of a cunt about it. I'm making all this up. Would you report her?
Yeah, if I had kids of hers crawling over my fence into my yard and she was being a bitch on top of it, would I report it? Absolutely.
Interesting. So I just found it. So when I finally found out that it wasn't a kid diddler and it really wasn't that big of a deal,
not because she did something. There was a sequence there. I wouldn't, if they were neat and orderly, they wore uniforms, they spent their morning in worship and prayed quietly, and they had a vow of silence, I wouldn't say anything. But if I got kids climbing the fence into my fucking yard, yeah, you're probably gonna.
I think I'd be more worried about the vow of silence school next door than normal kids, but okay.
I work from home, so quiet is my chief priority.
Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, it just struck me as so weird that so many in the community were like these messages. Hold on, let me see if I can find.
It strikes me. It all strikes me as weird. The fact that people comment too. I'm like, what is?
And some of these are like educated people. So, for example, somebody else posted. You thought you were just poking the tiger, but the entire jungle is coming. So watch out. Wyndham family is like nothing else. Yeah. And then sick to my stomach. Too many people I love have been hurt today. Not sure what we are all going to do now. One thing I know is I will always fight for what's right. We will figure out the
why is
the
it
mental gymnastics to call this right. We'll figure it out and our little town will rally behind it. It won't go down without a fight. # Wyndham family.
It will go down without a fight. She broke the law, and now she has to abide by it. There will be no fight.
You were wrong. Added this woman who is a smart woman, added an edit to say, I don't know if she's smart. I don't really know her that well, but not our story to tell. It's just affecting many of us, unfortunately, in the worst way. It will all come to light soon. People are evil. There's 61 comments on this thing and 102 likes.
Much ado about nothing. It was a good run. She got popped. Now she has to follow the rules. The kids will be back as soon as she gets the license. Move on.
I don't get why talk.
Such a big... The most puzzling piece of this entire story to me is 61 comments on that is 59 more than I thought there would be. That's wild.
And to be fair, someone posted, I have almost zero other options, and this makes it nearly impossible for my family. I'm so beside myself with the selfish person who did this. I get that. I get that perspective from parents that were utilizing this service. To take it from from a holier than thou, like they were in the right, nothing should have ever happened. No, they were actively breaking the law. So if I were selling drugs, let's just say it's marijuana and it's harmless, and I'm doing half my proceeds to charity, they should just leave me alone, even though I'm breaking the law. I don't know. I don't understand the thinking here.
I don't either.
And then, in my humble opinion,
it's such a small town thing. I feel like, you know what I mean? It just gives small town to be this up in arms about it. And I get it. I get the parents I get being upset about it. Don't get me wrong. But 61 comments, # Wyndham strong or whatever.
The bad part of my brain, and I did not, but the bad part of my brain wanted to post
I just lost you guys. Hold on.
You just what?
He lost us, he said. But the bad part of your brain.
So don't start doing something you're not supposed to. The bad part of my brain wanted, just I deleted my original Facebook back in 2016 because I was so sick of politics, because I would read a comment or a post rather that I disagreed with. And I tend to believe on the side of facts, not opinions, but I'd read a post I disagreed with and I would want to comment and be like, listen, you're so off base here. Here's why. And that part of me yesterday wanted to post and be like, well, do you guys see the other side? There's laws for a reason. I did not. I know it's not a good idea. I would not, but it's just wild to me.
Yeah, it's
wild to me that they think it's an injustice.
I'm almost waiting for something else to come out. Like for there to be, like you said, they keep alluding to the fact that truth will come out and you think we're mad now. I take notes and yada, yada. Did this person,
but they never,
did this person say something like, she's sexually abusing them, or she's doing drugs in there, or she's got making
I don't
meth in the
know,
basement.
but
Like,
keep two things in perspective here. The part that I told you first, which was actually what happened, someone reporting them too many kids, blah, blah, blah. None of that was posted on Facebook. They were keeping it. I think that's why they were alluding it'll come out. And second, it was reported anonymously. I do know that.
I wonder, because it's small town, the first thing my mind went to is like, are you guys playing like the rival high school this week and they found some like screwed the parents over as like the prank
That's
for like
funny.
homecoming?
that would
Not
be
that I know of. They're
hilarious.
undefeated, but not that I know of. Wild. Yeah, I thought you guys would find that interesting though. So I'll keep you abreast of developing situations. I'm not sure if some whistleblower is going to be murdered at some point.
We'll be back right at 7 or 8 o'clock with the following updates from Wyndham in Ohio.
Wyndham, Ohio. I do wonder if I don't know if state agencies talk like this, maybe to the state version, state tax bureau or whatever. But will the IRS like start sniffing now?
Yes. If
You
they
think so?
find out. Yeah, because you're talking about a serious amount of money. Depends on how much you're making. Like, there's thresholds and stuff for gambling winnings and stuff where the IRS does and doesn't give a shit. But if she had over 20 kids in her house at 20, $400 per day is $2,000 every week. $8,000.
I'm not saying they're not paying their taxes. Maybe they are. I have no idea. If
No,
you're
they're
breaking
not.
one law,
They're not doing it the right way because I don't want to call it tax fraud because what's on purpose and yada yada. But long story short, part of what you'd have to fill out is to say we're a small business. I operate it out of home. I'm an independent contractor. How many kids do you watch and what is your rate? And if she put 20 kids at $20 a kid,
that's not a tax question though.
Yeah, how do you claim your?
You just claim business expenses, but you don't have to put. You just put income. You don't have to specify. Like income coming in from your business. You don't have to specify how or why.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, somewhat, but not like I don't think like that.
That's the whole way. Sure? Yeah. How would you stop drug cartel from laundering $100 billion?
From what I understand, the IRS doesn't give a shit about drug cartels. There's a section where you can pay from your illicit activities taxes. They just want their money, from what I understand. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I will say this. If you're a business owner, you are required to pay quarterly taxes at a minimum. And I'm sure they're not doing that, like projected quarterly. So there's definitely, and there should be penalties in that case at the end of the year that they would be subject to. I'm sure it's not on the up and up at all. I mean, clearly, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But I do think, I don't know, there's all kinds of other stuff there because what if I have a flexible spending account and I keep it at home and I want to use my flexible spending account, non-taxable dollars at a daycare? You have to list the daycare. So they're probably not doing that because they're taking yeah, there's a million different ways she could have got caught. But if she was filing, now there are other thresholds. If she goes, oh, I run this little thing out of I watch a couple kids and maybe you wouldn't have to list all 20.
Well, you can have, that's what's wild to me about this whole thing. You can have up to 6 kids in the residence.
Mm-hmm.
So she had somewhere between 7 and 50. I don't know how many she actually had, but
wait, we don't know how many she actually had.
No, I've heard around 20, but I don't know if that's factual or not.
That's that's so interesting to me. Wyndham Strong, baby. I'm uploading the YouTube video from today's show.
Wyndham Strong indeed.
Just got a Philly cheesesteak from Penn Station, Noah, by the way. It took me 45 seconds to decide what I was getting from where and to order it.
Oh, you haven't ate yet either?
No.
Nor have I, but I thought we were gonna. I literally, after the show, I was thinking I have some stuff at home like I could bring in snack on. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to be munching on the microphone. Like, we're going to be a little more professional. I'll eat after. No.
I like
It's been about an hour of the post show too. No, I don't know how long you thought we were going to run, but
I'm hanging out unless
Yeah.
you're in a rush to get off.
nope. I'm just
We're
curious.
just chilling. What are you guys doing this weekend? Anything fun?
Might go to the Jack to watch the game on Sunday because my friend Tyler is going to be there.
Are you going to get $50 from him?
I'm going to. I might.
Noah has a deadbeat friend that
He
sorry if you're
listens
watching
to the
Tyler,
show. Relax, man.
but we did a survivor pool for the NFL with Evan, one of our newer employees.
Yeah.
It only went 3 weeks, and they split like $1,100. Like it was a $50 buy-in. I was out in week 1 because I took
guess
Cincinnati.
the Patriots Bengals killed a bunch of people, and then there was another upset the following week that killed a bunch of people too.
Dead on. Noah and I basically handed over $50 and then said, "Thank you, sir." But Noah's friend has not paid, is not ignoring messages, like will not pay.
Yeah.
You guys got. I know hindsight's 2020, and when it's friends, you try not to give a hard line. But I always send something that goes, "Here's the date." And with fantasy, you have more time because people don't start getting paid out till later. But
I don't
here's
pay
the
till
date,
playoffs on fantasy.
and if you're not in by this date, then you're out. And in means paid and confirmed.
But he already lost. That's the problem. Like he
Well,
just
the
got
date
to
should
play
have been
for
before
free.
the season started.
Yeah, he just
that's
got to
the
play for free,
problem.
basically.
And
No,
he's
we
normally
got
not. So, in all fairness, he's normally not like this. He's really good about paying off debt. The last thing he said to me was he didn't have any money on his card. He only had cash, and he couldn't. He was trying to figure out how to do that, and I haven't annoyed him about it in a day because I'm going to.
Okay, so he's broke.
He's in college.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he's in college.
Yeah,
okay, that's fair, but I would say this to those college kids out there that don't want to look like a loser, and I won't drop his name again because I feel a little worse now, but don't sign up for shit you can't afford to pay.
I solely believe he can pay it. I just don't think he has the cash in his card right now.
I think the other rule for things like Survivor Pool should be if you invited a friend that didn't pay, then you should pay. You should Venmo Evan and collect on behalf of yourself.
Yeah, I think you should. You just got to pay before. No, you just got to tell them season kicks off with Thursday night on September 9th. If everybody's not paid by midnight between the 8th and 9th, you're out. Period.
You're not getting to play, yeah.
And if you don't have the money, you don't have to get into it. But because I've been both sides of it, I've been the person sitting here trying to collect $100 from 72 people, tearing my hair up because somebody Venmoed me 80 and said, "I'll get you another 20." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I've also been the person who didn't have $50. $50 might as well have been 5,000 because I don't have it right now.
See, if that's the case, I get it.
And I wouldn't have signed up.
One of the worst for me, we do office pools like Survivor, for example. We'll put in $10. There's 18 spots. You can buy as many as you want, and you get a person that's going to play on Survivor. First person gets voted out gets their money back. First place takes like 140. Second place takes like 35 or something like that. 30. It's fun. Whatever. Do you know the guy that pays me last every time?
Richest guy.
It's one of the GMs in one of our biggest markets. I'm not going to name the GM. I like the guy a lot, actually. I really like him. It's not our Cleveland GM, but it's a GM. He probably makes, if I had to put a number on it, I would say close to 500 a year. And this guy, I have to text him multiple times like, "Hey, don't forget to Venmo me." He is the last one every single time. And at a certain point, that just leaves a bad taste, I feel like.
Yeah, I let the email be the bad guy for you. That's what I've learned after years of being a treasurer of a big club. And we used to do a thing in Berea where every family would buy a Christmas tree, put them up around the lake. You put lights on it. You could put the Sharp family out front. They were $100. Unless you got a massive one, it was $500. It was our second biggest fundraiser of the year. And everybody ultimately paid. But there were people who would come up and pay this January, right after Christmas, for next year's tree. And then there were people who I'd be out there on, it's February after Christmas. You still haven't paid for last year. So I had overlap. I had people who already paid for next year's before this year's were even paid off. And it was just like.
See, yeah, that's how I am. I'm the type of guy. We were doing another Survivor pool because it already ended. And I Venmo'd Evan the money for my pool pick before he even opened the pool back up again.
I will say the one thing I don't pay on until playoff time is fantasy. And it's not because I don't want to pay. It's a
little out of my league, bro. And I love you to death, but I'd be like, hey, you're gonna pay before the season starts, or we're gonna go with 11 teams.
But no, listen, I pay immediately as soon as playoffs. It's a superstition thing. If I'm still in it for money, like I make the playoffs, for example, then I'm at the moment I lose a playoff game, I pay immediately. It's a superstition thing.
You guys don't do weekly payouts or anything?
No, it's all at the end.
Okay, so that's different. If it's all at the end.
If it were a weekly payout, it's all at the end. It's run by Izzy, so I care less.
But that's the problem, though. I did a whole year's worth of maintenance on this league with you as a full-blown participant for people to be out here stiffing me now that the playoffs are here and I got to pay the winner. That's even worse.
I don't stiff you. I pay it every.
Right. And it's me and you, like Erik, if I said, hey, come join my league, it's $50. If you didn't pay, it's us. But the problem is it's us with 11 people, and somebody's always the guy who does it.
I get it. How do we avoid in this league for years, and I've always paid. It's not like I've ever not paid.
Yeah.
But as I see both sides, as somebody that runs it and somebody that participates.
Yeah. I just don't like having debt in general, especially to people that I know. So I'd rather just pay that off as soon as I can and not ever have to think about it again,
Yeah, it's like the old bookie thing before I had buddies and friends who I haven't paid. I've been on both sides of that too, but oh, you lost the Monday nighter. Oh, you had a bad Thursday. Oh, you had a bad Friday. Oh, the minus 120 is minus 3 is minus. You owe $943. Well, you're not seeing it now.
Well, I owe 75, but the interest I'm earning, I need to earn interest. Izzy doesn't need to earn interest on my $75.
Izzy's still trying to collect from somebody else at your station who shall remain nameless, who stiffed him.
Is he an on-air reporter named Chris? No, he should be named Chris.
That's
Chris Fry is his name.
That's hilarious.
He didn't.
Oh my god,
the dude! Are you kidding me? Though this dude signs up for was it March? It was the March Madness.
March Madness and stiffed Izzy on what, $40?
Whatever it was, but he walks around like how could you show your face in sales ever again? And I heard him on the phone one night. He'll talk to his son or whatever on the phone, and he's on speakerphone. They're over in the kitchen. I was working late. I was in my office. I could just hear him. And he's talking about values and the importance of doing your homework or something like that. And I'm literally sitting here thinking, man, you didn't even pay for your thing you signed up for. Who are you to talk about values?
Yep.
Chris Fry, everybody.
That's great.
That is his name, right? Chris Fry.
Well, you should probably find out before you throw it out there. But
yeah, it's Chris Fry for sure.
Every time I see him on the news, I'm like, that's the guy who stiffed Izzy on.
Right. So you have that perception with every salesperson.
And I worked there.
I just couldn't live
7 months
knowing that.
Yeah.
That would drive me insane.
Right.
And I should say, too, even though he stiffed Izzy, I should say that he is a very nice guy. I've spoken to him at length before. We were in a suite together for once. He seems very nice. He's genuine. He can talk sports well. But if it's true, because it's alleged, we are innocent until proven guilty. If it's true, you got to pay up, my man.
Yeah, that's wild. Our fantasy football league is $200 a team.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's your draft league, though, right?
That's my only fantasy league.
The auction league?
Yeah, I used to do 40 here, 20 there, and 50 here, and this pick'em and this survivor. And I got to a point where I was like, there's too much going on, and you can bet on sports week to week now. I have my one pick'em league that I started with my brothers and sister and my mom and dad, and all our families are in it. You pick every game every week. You're in for $40. We pay out weekly, and at the end of the season, if you're in first place, you get a kicker. And then I got one fantasy team for $200 that I take very seriously. That is 0-3 right now, and I'm kind of
What?
You're
2-1, baby.
Right, I'm 3-0 in one and 1-2 in the other.
Yep. This is my first. It's not a bad year yet. I got off to a bad start. It's a $200 auction league. I spent 110 of it on Josh Allen and Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase hadn't played well.
Oh.
And then this week I ran into a bust. I still have the highest points against. In 3 games, I have 100 points more than the next worst team. So I've been running into teams that are just scoring like 170.
The buzzsaw, yeah.
I get the buzzsaw every week for the second year in a row, which kind of pisses me off. But also, when you sink a third of your salary cap into one player, Jamar Chase, who goes for like 5 points one week and 8 points the next week, that's going to be a wrap anyway.
Can you believe this guy up here, right here, Mr. Olson?
This one?
He comes into the office talking shit about fantasy. And I go, what's your record, bro? He's like 1-2. I'm like, I'm 2-1. Why are you talking shit to me right now? We haven't even played each other.
Because as we saw on the At the Office edition of the show, you don't know ball.
Right. Right. That's it. That's it for sure.
I got to give him credit for consistency because he was hot in the chat and talking shit on the group text about the Browns and the Steelers, and you guys suck and just go root for Pittsburgh. And I was like, what's the Browns record? Yeah, 1-2. Okay, I thought so. Like, where is this energy coming from? They stink.
The Browns? No, they're not yet.
Not yet.
No, they stink yet. They could still just not stink later in the season.
There you go. No, I was just more so being like purposely delusional there. What do you guys think is going to happen this Sunday, to kind of put it onto a topic for a second, because we were talking about
they
Erik.
just released the people for Vegas who aren't playing, and I expect the Browns to win. I changed my pick from Browns lose to Browns win because Devontae Adams is out. Like, that could be enough right there.
I had them winning no matter what. I want to get back to what you guys are doing this weekend, by the way, because we did go off on a tangent.
So Erik just said, screw Noah's topic. We're going back to mine now.
No. But
I'll come back to Noah's topic because the only thing on my calendar this weekend is football.
Okay.
So
I like the idea of watching the game Sunday at the casino. Actually, I might take that from you.
I already have.
You can come.
I have plans.
No, I'm gonna sit like 3 seats down and
whatever. Are we doing something tomorrow after the game?
I don't know.
After the Buckeyes? You mean going out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Noah, John, believe it or not, people do stay up past 10.
I thought you meant something. I thought you meant like
Joku.
No, that's awesome. The Chief, where was he?
He was doing a signing at Verizon over in like Mayfield.
No shit.
Went and met him with my mom. That's my mom's favorite player. Me and my stepdad pitched together to get her a jersey and everything of his. So she was all starstruck. It was great.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's awesome. I love Njoku. He's somebody that's so easy to root for. He plays so hard. He reminds me of remember where people just play so hard and run so hard they just try to get like Kareem Hunt was like that. Like that guy would swing his dreads in your face if he thought he'd get him an extra 2 inches on a carry. And the Chief he reminds me of that. He gets a little silly and fumbles sometimes.
Good to talk to you, Tim.
So hard, but.
There was a dude too that I think. Oh, who was it? I think of the old school, like the wedge breakers on special
Mason
teams.
Mason Unk.
Is that who it is?
That's one guy who should be in the special teams Hall of Fame.
They were nuts. I think of those guys. Like that's what they bring. That's why they were signed to the team. What do you want to do tomorrow, Noah?
I don't know. Is Johnny and Courtney coming up?
They are not.
I don't know. Let me get back to you when I figure out what Bree is doing.
Noah has talked about going out only from what I've surmised so far tomorrow. So I'm hosting our Guardian suite.
Okay.
only based on my friends that I were gonna have in there
No,
and his client.
How did you?
no.
get
Normally,
this
you like to go with a group, though. I'll go out, just me
So
and you.
Noah's got this cool ass client. She's just this attractive, like cool girl. Shout out MK if you're listening.
Are you talking about Hofbrau?
Yeah, yeah, you met her. That's
Yeah.
right. So she's just cool as shit. So I invited her. And Noah's like, hey, we going out after? Like MK's going to the game, right? And I'm like, no, she can't make it. And he's like, oh. And then I have these really good friends,
That's
Johnny
funny.
and
I never
Courtney.
even thought that I was doing that, but I can totally see where it looks like. Continue.
I have these really good friends, Johnny and Courtney, and shout out Hannah too. I can't leave her out. But
Yeah.
Johnny and Courtney are like family. Courtney's like my twin. Johnny's my bro. Their kids are awesome. Like I hang out at their house like multiple times a week. She cooks me dinner like multiple times a week. It's amazing. So I invited them as well, and they have their own business. If anybody is watching and you're pasty and you don't want to be pasty this winter, go to pastygirltan.com. Let me make sure that's actually the website.
Are you gonna go there? You pretty pasty. Man.
Actually, I am gonna buy some product. Yes, it's pastygirltan.com. They just got in this new velvet citrine that does it in like half the time, but you put it on and it's the perfect glowing tan. And I know it seems silly, but Courtney uses it regularly, like when like the wedding or whatever, or she had a wedding to go to. It is like literally the perfect tan. You look sun-kissed. It's good for you. It's more natural. It's not like a sun booth. So pastygirltan.com. Anyway, I invited them, and here Noah is. He's like, oh, you want to go out? Are Johnny and Courtney coming? Like, man just wants access to my peeps.
No,
Right.
literally, I just want to do something this weekend.
If Hannah was coming, he would be there like that.
Says you, mother. Yeah, I can't. I'm not swearing, but says you.
I
have
just
a
like to give
girlfriend.
Noah shit.
I have a long-term committed girlfriend, so I have no ulterior motive other than wanting to hang out and do something with my Saturday night.
I've never heard. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you shit. But anyways, I don't know. Is the answer. I don't like spending money on drinking anymore because it's just a waste of money. Most
So
of the time.
expensive anymore. I'm telling you, I save so much money. Yeah.
I hate that next day when you had a great. I mean, it's fun. You have a great night out, and then you wake up and you see your bank statement and you go, "Why the fuck did I spend $200 at the bar?"
Well,
Yeah.
that's because you order fancy cocktails and stuff. Me, I like to go out and get a Miller Lite, a PBR, a Michelob Ultra, a Busch Light. I'm trying to think of all the cheapest beer.
Natty Light. If I'm gonna drink Natty Light, I'm just gonna buy a case and drink it at fucking home. We can drink that at your place and play NCAA football.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was gonna say sounds dope. Or you could just drink cheap beer. I'm with Noah. Yes, if I'm like was at a work function and we're going to take clients out, I'll get a Manhattan or a nice glass of red wine with my steak. But on the whole, if you just walk into a bar with your buddies, my go-to is Miller High Life.
Miller High Life, of course it is. Piano playing motherfucker. It's Miller High Life.
I'm an MGD guy, gentlemen.
MGD is
Really?
good. Miller Lights. I'm a Miller guy through and through, though. Like,
Here's
it
the
tastes
problem.
better than Budweiser. It tastes better than Coors.
Until I'm like pissed drunk, I don't like beer.
Oh.
So
you still haven't grown up, is what I'm hearing.
okay, coming from the baby.
Or he's so grown up.
At least I'll drink beer.
I
You
drink.
know
more
what it is? It's
sophisticated
not
drinks, Noah.
it's not a growing up and not growing up thing. I keep saying Eric's at his age with no kids, no responsibility. You know what I mean by that. Not that you're not responsible at work. I mean, he was sitting here breaking down why it was completely reasonable to buy a $500 Burberry polo because it matched his shoes.
No,
And I'm like, it doesn't make you a yuppie or anything.
No, that's bullshit, and you know it.
We talked through it with you. What do you mean?
No, I was breaking down how I wouldn't spend $800 on a Burberry polo, but I would spend $100 on an eBay one.
You were saying that the new one for 500 instead of 800 would have been fine, but you couldn't do the 800. You were in there for a lot more than $100.
You
I
did say
never
that.
said
You were
no.
gonna buy the on sale one. The full cost, you were like, no. You saw one on like Nordstrom Rack or whatever for 500, and you were
This
like,
is bullshit.
this
We're
is like
rewriting history.
terrible.
Rewind the
I'm
tape.
glad I have a witness. And I'm not throwing
What
shade.
I said.
I would do the
And then
same
I
thing.
opened eBay and I
what
was
I
like, Erik,
said-
you're dumb. You could get one for like $125 on eBay.
No, this is
Correct.
bullshit. What I said the one thing I would buy from Burberry, brand new, is a raincoat that lasts your entire life.
How much?
And
for the
you guys
raincoat?
said they're like 2,500. You're
Okay,
like, that's
same
not.
fucking point. Thank you for
No,
clarifying.
it's not,
Let's just
because the
switch it to
polo
raincoat.
It's different.
Because with drinks, sometimes Noah just got out of college. I got 4 daughters. You wake up and go, it's inconvenient and annoying that I spent $250 at the bar.
I have
But
expenses.
you never
too.
woke up and thought to yourself, I can't afford this, or this was a bad decision
That's
because
not
I
true.
should
I
have.
have expenses too.
You do. I'm not coming down on you too hard, but you just said $2,500 raincoat because it lasts for life. A $40 raincoat will last for life too, Erik.
No.
It's true.
I'm not spending $2,500 on any article of clothing, and I'm a sneakerhead.
Correct.
How
That's
much
all
do
I'm
all your sneakers add up to? What's the most expensive pair of sneakers you've ever bought, and how much do all your current sneakers add up to?
I could give you a rough maybe without having everything added. The
Sure.
most I spent was in high school. My first paycheck, I was working Burger King.
Food's here. Be right back.
Okay, go for it. My most expensive, I saved up $575 and bought a pair of Yeezys.
What?
I was in high
You're
school.
giving me shit?
I would never do it now.
Burger King, that's a lot of hours too for $575.
Yeah, it was my first
Yeah.
month's pay. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Let me see if I can tell you a rough.
I don't want to go get my snack now.
Well, don't leave me alone while we're live.
Well, no, I'll wait. You gotta entertain for
You got to help me entertain, man. I don't want to talk to the wall. Tim's not in the chat. There's no one else typing. We still got a good 50 viewers in here right now.
viewers. If you're out there, please don't tell Chris
Hesitate.
Fry that I called him out.
Now you're nervous about it, huh?
No, not at all. I stand by what I said.
I mean, it happened.
Noah, by the way, here's what you missed, John.
Yeah.
And please dig in. Don't
Don't hold back.
yeah, don't be graceful on our part. But
Oh, I put the food downstairs. I'm going to eat it in a minute. I just didn't want it getting cold outside.
oh, well, you can eat on the show. We're not done.
I have a firm no food on the second row floor of the house. I mean, if somebody's got like, if somebody's like, hey, can I finish my cup of tea upstairs? Sure. But like, I'm not going to rock a cheesesteak in my office, which is also a bedroom.
This sounds like a kid rule and not a adult rule.
It's fair. I have a
Wait.
bag of chili cheese Fritos I ate 2 days ago that's sitting here in my garbage can. So it's not like I'd never do it, but yeah.
But here's what you missed. Noah's most expensive pair of shoes that he ever bought. Did you hear the price? And
No.
guess the price.
The most expensive pair of shoes that Noah has bought? $950.
Oh, $575.
Yeah.
So his total shoes around what, Noah?
I'm doing the math right now.
It's taking you 15 minutes? It's going to be a high number.
Well, they used to tell you. So, like on StockX, I know, Erik, you know what that is. John, do you know what StockX is?
Sounds like a place where you exchange shoes instead of stock.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I
I pieced it together.
They used to tell you what the worth of your whole collection is. They no longer have that feature. So now I'm adding every shoe's worth together.
I was just thinking a guesstimate.
Don't go too crazy either. Like do a quarter of them and then multiply by 4. Like we're not trying to get down to the cent. I just want to know, is it 5,000 or is it 25,000?
Well, now I'm going.
It's not 25,000.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
It's $600 a pair. You can get to 25.
I doubt it's even 5,000.
Well, I don't know. So it's cheaper.
I have 30 pairs of shoes, guys.
That's less than I thought. Way less than I thought.
So 30 times 100 is 3,000.
Well,
But you
I'm
see,
still
though,
going. Just let me keep going. Hold on. Keep
let's
talking.
say it was 30, but let's say it was 30 pair, and they were all in that $500 range.
Well,
They're
but
not.
they're not.
I know, but I'm just saying. I said 25. You're like, oh, I doubt it's 5. I'm like, you get to $5,000 fast if you spend 500 on a pair of shoes.
But that was his most expensive ever. I was using logic and saying that he doesn't buy regular $500 pairs of shoes.
No, but all of them are probably at least 2.
No, I just bought my new Dunks for $100, and I know Noah likes a deal.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Speaking of,
I'm
check
still
these out.
going.
Didn't you get fake
I got
dunks though, or
I
something?
got the Burberry shoes in,
Yeah.
by the way, but these are not that. But check these out. Look at that.
That's a good looking sneaker.
Right?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
What are these called, Noah?
Gum bottom.
Those are dunks.
Those are the white gold Dunks.
Yeah, man. I gum bottom is when you, instead of the whole shoe being that color, it's that clearish, khaki-ish.
Oh, you're giving me shit?
It's different though, because there's 2 big differences.
Yes,
Two
he
key
has
differences
more.
too. One, he has 30 pairs of shoes to wear, not 1.
Uh-huh.
2, you wear shoes every day. You don't wear a raincoat every day. And 3, the minute he goes to sell those shoes, he will get at least that back across the collection. The minute you put on that raincoat and take the tag off, the $2,500 raincoat's a $500 raincoat.
No. Okay.
You got an appreciating asset. You got
No.
But you
You're
don't even
wrong on
wear
a
that
couple
often.
fronts here. First of all, he's not getting at least that back. He doesn't have crazy shoes that are like reselling for double what he paid.
Yeah, I do.
Second,
Yeah,
I paid $180 or $160 some dollars for. They're worth $1,000 right now.
I literally think he would
Okay,
get
well,
at
that's-
least. He would be able to sell his collection of shoes and make his investment back.
all right, fair. But second,
That's a big
I-
one.
I would say the Burberry coat holds its value pretty well.
You think you can
The
get
polo's an
$2,800 for a $2,500 coat 10 years
I
after
didn't
you
say
bought it?
2,800, but we're talking like high fashion at this point. It's a different world. Hermes, they restrict people from buying like the Birkin bag, for example. It's like
Yeah.
a $25,000 purse because they can resell it for like 40. So it's just a different world, in my opinion.
It is, but I don't think a Burberry raincoat's on the level of a Birkin bag.
No, it's not.
How much
I'm
is a
just saying,
Burberry raincoat?
I don't know,
$2,500.
like 2,500, something like that.
And yes, you could resell it on Poshmark, but you wouldn't get $2,500 for it.
What is that?
$250.
No way.
That's exactly what I said. I said you
There's
might
no
get
way you can
500.
get an authentic Burberry that's the modern Burberry, not super fucking old, when it
Well,
was
that's
called
the-
Burberry's with an S.
That's
for
the thing, though.
$200.
The longer you hold it, it sounds like the less it's going to be worth. The longer Noah holds the shoes, it sounds like the more they're worth. You're like, nobody wants the old Burberry, so as soon as you buy a $2,500
My
raincoat,
point is,
and it's 2 years
you
old,
all have
now it's
shit
worth
that you-
shit.
you all have
I
shit
mean,
you-
even if you want like an exact one, this one's pretty brand new. We're talking $500.
then I
Yeah.
might just buy used.
Eric, I'm not going to lie to you. I think you got pretty much crushed on this one. You don't have a. Your point should be.
You're trying.
No. My
You're
point
trying to
is,
stand
we
on.
all have things we want to spend money on.
Correct.
You guys giving me shit for wanting to spend $2,500 on a coat
Cool.
versus Noah spending $4,900 on shoes.
But I don't have that in my shoe collection.
Not the same. It's not the
You asked
same.
me
That's
what
why.
the value of my shoe collection was. That's what I gave you. I don't have $4,000 sitting behind me right now.
Oh, I
And
thought
he
you
could
just said
sell
you
it.
did.
I
That's
didn't
what-
add up what I paid for everyone. I added up the value of all the shoes I own right now.
I thought it was. I thought you paid $4,900 for it.
Yeah.
But either way, it still holds up because he paid less. So that's the point. That was my key to the point. His shoes, he has 30 pair and not one pair.
But
And
my
turn around
whole
and
point
sell it.
was you can't give me shit for wanting to spend money on things because you guys do the same thing.
That's the point you should have made. You said
That
it's
is
no,
the point.
no, you
No.
changed it. This is you're doing the same
You're
thing
worried about
nowadays.
me moving the goalpost, dude.
You are. You
No.
are.
You're
You
even
started off
your
by
face
saying
is
you
red.
can't-
Just accept
That
that you
was
You
lost.
tried to say
My face
you
is
could
red
not
because
give
I
me
have
shit.
I'm gonna turn that off actually.
You tried to say you guys can't give me shit over spending $2,500 when Noah spent $5,000 on shoes, and I said shoes are different because he got 30 pair and he can sell them for the same amount. You go, well, I should be able to spend my money on whatever I want. That's true, but that isn't
was
what
my-
you said.
That was my point from the beginning, guys.
No, it wasn't. The point was the Burberry coat's the same as Noah's shoe collection. And it
I
is.
started off by saying that I justified why there's reasons to buy a Burberry coat.
You
and
don't.
that you should, if it's something that interests you,
Correct.
then that's your prerogative to spend your money on that.
But
And your counterpoint was, you don't have kids, blah, blah, blah. You're right.
Yeah.
You could do that. And I
Correct.
agreed. So that was my argument the whole time.
I don't think. I think it got convenient at the end there. But I'll since we got to fry you in person instead of on text, I won't make you come correct later. That is not your original point. But
I think it was.
It's not a hill to die on. It's not a
So
hill
what we
to
learned
die
today
on.
on the after show is that Erik took a bit when he's wrong.
Hey, John, speaking of weekend plans, you said you just have what?
Football. I got I might get together with some folks for the Browns game on Sunday, but
Well, what are you doing tomorrow evening?
Buckeyes play at 7.
I know it's the Buckeyes, and I'm planning to have like an iPad there, but do you want to go to the Guardians game? Wait, that might not be a good look now that I think it through.
Yeah.
If Matt Moran weren't going to be there, but he is going to be there.
I appreciate the thought. I was actually going to give you a little bit of shit, not because I actually cared, to be like, oh, why'd you invite Noah and the friends? And I didn't get an invite, but you're like, because you would have canceled it. You never do anything anyway. It's probably
You
not
invited me already.
And I kind of want to. I had a long week. We'll talk about that post show, or on another show. But I'm going to let my calendar stay open, I think, for this weekend.
Gotcha.
Gentlemen, I think we're at a good point to wrap this up. Erik got proven wrong, so we can hop off.
I got what? What was that word?
Wrong.
Why don't you say that F word?
What wrong? Frustrated?
Yeah. Are you really frustrated with an R right now, Noah?
Frustrated. Whatever. Thank you for everybody that tuned in to listen to us yap for an hour and 40 minutes. No,
2 hours and
going
40
on
minutes.
any of the podcast networks, hence no ad break. But if you did stick around, really appreciate it. Check out our YouTube channel at East Bank Sports Show. You'll get The Office there. You'll get the East Bank Sports Show there. You'll get some other content there. You might get Erik being wrong a little bit more there. Who knows?
Sponsored by Pasty Girl Tan, pastygirltan.com.
It's been a blast. I'm glad we got to do this. Maybe we'll do it again sometime soon. But until then, Cleveland, have a great rest of your week.
Peace out.